Hey guys, it's Danny and today I am going to be doing my November wrap-up. I haven't done a wrap-up since September and that's because October I only read like 2 books. I think. I feel like I only read like 2 books. I also felt that about this month and then I realized I read 5 books. So maybe I should go check. Okay, so I read 3 books in October, which were The Isle of the Lost, The Maze Runner, and Life or Death by Stephanie Meyer. And this month I thought I only read like 2 books again because I haven't felt like I've been reading a lot. But I ended up reading 5 books in November. 3 were library books, 2 were physical copies that I had but have returned, and 1 is an audiobook. So I read a lot more than I thought I did, which is good, and I've already read 2 or 3 books this month for December. But jumping into this wrap up, you're gonna see a lot of pictures either popped in here over my teddy bear Sir Fluffington's face or over half of my Paris thingamajig will be the book cover. So the first book I read this month was a volume of a graphic novel. It is the only volume out right now and it is Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor's book thing. Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor, Volume 1, Revolutions of Terror by Nick Abadiz, Elena Casagrande, and Ariana Florian. I felt like it was okay. It wasn't the best graphic novel I've read. I mean, the artwork was glorious. It had the 10th Doctor, so I can't complain. And it had an entirely new character that we hadn't seen in the show, like a new companion and new alien people, but it wasn't the Doctor Who that I know and love because it's not the TV show. So it was different, and I kind of want to get the 11th Doctor's volume, and I think the 12th Doctor now has a volume out as well, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna like those either because I only gave this one 3 stars. It was just nice to be able to read a graphic novel that could bump up my reading goal a bit because I was in a slump and it actually took me a lot longer than I thought it would to read it. Following that book, I think at the time I was reading both that book and this book, and this book is a mammoth. It is giant. It is like 500 pages, and I'm dropping it. And this was in, it might have been in my, yeah, it was in my October wrap-up October book haul that you guys never saw. But that is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I loved this book. Maybe it's because I have like this overwhelmingly big love for Simon and Baz. I don't know. I don't know why I loved it so much, but I gave it 5 stars, and oh my god, if you guys love Harry Potter, if you love reading like male stories, because that's what this is. It is a male relationship story, which I think is adorable. If you ship Draco and Harry, this is your book. This is the fic you've always wanted. Never knew you needed, but you need it. But again, it did take me a while to read because at the time I was very slumpy and it just seemed like it was going on forever, and I didn't think Agatha's part was really needed, even though a lot of people really liked her. I didn't at all, but that might just be me. But still, I loved it. I loved it. One of the top books I read this year. Loved. And part of me almost wants to go write a Simon and Baz fan fiction that takes place after this. I might do that. Who knows? We'll see. The next and final physical copy book that I read this month of November was Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, another graphic novel. But this is like a book graphic novel. Book version, not just volume. And it was glorious. I am Nimona. I didn't know this was like an online graphic novel thing that was going on before it was actually published, but I heard so much about it and it's awesome. And I know I'm not giving very good descriptions, like I'm not even really giving descriptions, but you guys know I'm terrible at those, so it's just easier not to give a description. But if you want kick-ass side characters and like being awesome from the villain side, this is like the awesome anti-hero villain story. Don't mind my mom, she's just making a lot of noise in the background if you can hear her. 5 stars. 5 stars. So after Nimona, there are 2 other books that I read, both of which I don't have copies of anymore because they were library books. One of which was a physical copy that I had and I didn't haul in my library book haul, and the other was a audiobook. The first of the 2 is Losing It by Cora Carmack, and this is a new adult novel, and it was the physical book that I had that I didn't haul because I got it a day after I did that last library book haul. So I didn't get to haul it, but I did read it, and I thought it was okay. I was still kind of slumpy at that point, so I didn't really feel like reading, but I still made myself read so that I didn't get out of the habit of doing that. And I read this book. It was steamy. It was. I'll give it that. The girl basically falls in love with her teacher, and then they have issues, and then yeah. And it was okay. It was good, but it wasn't amazing. It was just an okay new adult read that somebody would kind of read if they needed to get out of a slump. I didn't really get out of the slump because of it, but I did read it. And I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because it was just okay. It wasn't a woo, I'm so excited for it sort of book. I don't know, I felt like that for a lot of the books that I've been reading lately, and maybe that's just because I'm slumpy and I'm not enjoying them as much as I should be, but I don't know. A lot of the books that I've been reading lately are just kind of 3 stars, and there was actually a 2-point-star book that I read this month. So when my wrap-up comes at the end of December, early January, there's going to be a few negative comments in that one. I have some love-hate issues with this next book. It was an audiobook, so it had a bunch of different narrators, and I don't know, I've heard a lot of people have issues with, either have issues or they love David Levithan, and that's, he's one of the authors, and there was another author, I can't remember her name though, it's like Amy, no, it's Rachel Cohn. The book is Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List, and I didn't know there was a movie for it, but then I was talking to Whitney, who had read this book, and she said, oh yeah, the movie just came out, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to read this first, and then I'm going to watch the movie, and she said, well, there's a lot of differences between the book and the movie. I kind of agree with her. I didn't really like the book that much. I gave it 3 stars, but it was just a meh sort of book, like a I liked parts of it, but I didn't like all of it, and I liked some characters, but I didn't like all of the characters. There were a lot of narrators.
There was Naomi, there was Eli, there was Gabriel, Bruce the First, Bruce the Second, Kelly, who made no sense, and then I think there was like one other, then there was Robin, Girl Robin, and Robin, Boy Robin. I think that's everybody. I think. Not 100% sure.
Most of them were not needed. I loved Bruce the Second. He was adorable. He was cute. He was funny. And I loved Eli. I have this like soft spot in my heart for Eli. Yes, I can't explain why. I love Eli. Gabriel in the book was kind of annoying. He like talked about a playlist and I was not even following that. I could have skipped right through him and it wouldn't have changed the book at all. Kelly was pointless. Kelly is the twin brother of Bruce the First. Twin sister of Bruce the First, I think. She was not needed, and I'm pretty sure she was in love with Naomi or something. I don't even remember. She wasn't really that important, and she wasn't needed as a narrator at all, so I don't know why she was in there. I don't know whether it was the character Boy Robin or if it was just the audiobook narrator of Boy Robin, because they each had their own voice, different voice actor for each person. He was very annoying though, and I didn't like him. Girl Robin, I don't really have much to say for her. And then there was Naomi, who was okay, but she was very clueless. She could have realized what she realized a lot faster, and the book wouldn't have even been needed if she had been smarter about it. And it was kind of obvious from the very beginning that she was just kind of like over delusional and like set in her ways, and she expected this thing to happen and it didn't happen. And well, yeah. It's just, yeah, if she had realized it, yeah, it would have been over. Literally, my Goodreads review for it at the end was just like, I don't know, yeah, I don't know. I literally, I don't know. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, and I didn't like the movie as much either. The movie changed a lot from the book. Wasn't any better. Girl Robin looked nothing like I thought she did. Boy Robin definitely looked nothing like I thought he did, and he was equally annoying in the movie. The only cute thing was Eli and Bruce II, which, okay, it's cute. Other than that, like, that's literally the noise I make for both book and movie. Nothing I'd write home about. Those were the books that I read. I didn't read anything else after that. I just kind of went into December. And I'm surprised that I actually read that many books, considering November was NaNoWriMo. And NaNoWriMo took up most of my time, so I didn't think I would get to read that much, and yet I did. I don't know how it happened, but I did, and I was kind of let down by most of the books that I read.
Thank you for watching my video. Hope that you really enjoyed the show. Hit that subscribe button down below and go and read some books.